Hey guys, so I'll be making a video on my recent NADCL game where I played carry Gyrocopter, not a role I play a lot. I've been playing Gyro a bunch this patch, and I don't know, I just wanted to have more net worth in these games, so um, yeah, I think he's a strong hero. It's really fun, very similar to DotA, which I play a lot, so I think I played pretty well in the lane, and then maybe not that well after. We'll find out.
Oh, Dire team ban. Oh, Dire team. Come on, Dire team. Go, Dire team. Oh, Dire team ban.
Don't really care about talking about the draft much. One thing I will say is we picked Storm into some potentially hard Storm heroes, like there's a lot of stuns and there's the silence and stuff. And he's also probably going to be counterpicked, although we did do a decent job banning out the counters in the lane. But, you know, he could just get like Huskard or something, although that would not be very good for them considering that we have Slardar.
Choose your hero.
Okay, so let's get into game. I'm gonna mostly be watching the game from my perspective, but there's gonna be a lot of time. So for here, for instance, so I think we saw someone. Yeah, so my dawnbreaker just runs into two of them, and they did something similar in the last game before. They like smoked us 5 out of base. But so last game, what happened is our storm spirit like walked into them and then died, and then 4 of us died. This game, I look at our lineup and I say dawnbreaker should just walk into the enemy team, and then we do that, and it ends up being pretty good. I think what we should have done better here is just be closer to him. I don't think we should be this far away. We're like all so far, the Rubik's like not even close enough to press a spell, but it turns out we're strong enough that it doesn't really matter. Also, I guess the Earthshaker's late. Maybe the Earthshaker is here, the Dawn would just instantly die, who knows. But this ends up being really good for us.
30 seconds till Jit goes ham in the dollar store, Morty.
So just a little thing I want to mention here. So here I'm chasing down the enemy Earthshaker, their mid laner, and he has a Fairy Fire. So in this moment in the game, I was thinking about like, what am I gonna do when this guy Fairy Fires? Am I gonna keep chasing, or do I just like go back to runes? Like that's what I was thinking. But then, as you'll see here, so he doesn't Fairy Fire at all. And I think he made the right choice, because if he Fairy Fired and then he lived, it would probably be bad for him, because then he would, I think, be late to lane, and also he would miss block, or like late to the runes at the very least. Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe it would have been fine. There's like 20 seconds left. I'm not sure how long it takes a hero to just walk back to base. I guess we can watch how long it takes for him to get out of base. So they haven't smoked yet. I don't know if they smoked this time at all. Looks like they don't have a smoke on them. So just to clarify again, I am on Dire playing Gyrocopter carry. Oops, didn't mean for that to happen, sorry about that. That will not be edited out though. So the game starts at 125. Okay, we'll say 125. Then he ends up here, so it takes around like, oh gosh, I can't do my like 30 or 35 seconds. Yeah, so then he would probably be late if he wanted to walk back base here. So just like a little tangent. Actually, I don't know. This entire thing is like meant to be just a bunch of tangents, so there isn't really one particular core concept I'm trying to teach people. Here was fighting with the Nyx over the rune. There's some mind games going on here. I think he like wants to stun me, but he also wants the rune. I just deny it. Keep things simple. I would have probably denied it again, to be honest. I think if I try and get it, there's a chance that he stuns me and just takes it, which we definitely don't want happening. So lane starts, so this is my friend I'm playing with, Turtle. He is flat immortal, which means he's like around 7k MMR, I think. He's also playing on ping, which does not help. Also, I did not see his starting items, but his starting items looks kind of sus. Not sure what happened. Not sure where his region is. What did happen here? Oh, I see, he's just staying going up. I don't hate it, I guess. I would have still preferred he just went base, because honestly, we had the bounty runes on lock for the most part. Also, one mistake we make here, actually, I think.
Triple kill!
So here we just got a glimpse of the Nyx. I think when we see that, we're supposed to both just like stay on this rune, and because like the Nyx is like over here, then there's no way for the Nyx to go around and sneak this rune in this little time. So if we both just like man up and secure this rune together, then we'll be able to get this one as well. So pretty much all lanes for Gyro in this patch are like good lanes for Gyro. The only hard lane I think would be like against Dawnbreaker, Grim, or some really strong kill lane. DP in general is just like a weak hero right now, so I wasn't really too scared in the lane. Although these guys did start with heavy sticks, like I didn't see this in the game. It's probably a mistake. I should have probably clicked them. I honestly don't click heroes enough as soon as I get into lane. Too busy thinking about what I'm going to do in the lane itself. So you can see me cutting trees a lot here. This is generally good to do in lanes that you're really strong in, because the more trees that are cut, the more it means that like the lane just has to be played straight up. There isn't enough room for this Nyx to hide around. So as we can see, this Nyx right here, just like trees he's hiding around. Even the Dawn's like cutting some of them down. Honestly, not sure what he hammered here. Yeah, kind of saw hammer, didn't really hit anything. Ideally, we want to use my rocket and his hammer in combination and deal like 200, maybe 250 damage to the DP. So here we had to CS together pretty much. So in my opinion, whenever a lane's like 1v2, even if you're not able to harass the guy, you should still like theoretically get like every single, or like close to every single CS and deny. Just because you're able to have two heroes present in the lane, like physically, which means you have like you have 58 plus 48 damage. That's like double this guy's damage pretty much. So if we have twice his damage, that means theoretically over here we should get every single CS and deny while the Nyx is outside lane. Maybe when Nyx is back, things change. But honestly, Nyx is a pretty weak hero, so they kind of shouldn't change. So we should like just super own this lane. So he uses his nuke there on DP to get the CS, and then the second deny we should 100% get here. I think we messed it up. So something this Nyx was doing a lot is blocking the small camp. We'll see if I have opportunities to stop him later. I do think I could have maybe rocketed the Nyx more. There I get some good denies. Using the Blades of Attack that I got from the earlier triple kill I had at the pregame. Pregame is honestly so broken sometimes. So here I get Flak. This is just a pretty good opportunity for Flak, I think, because I can hit both of their heroes, and I can CS like two creeps at once. And another added benefit is like, usually when you use Flak, you have to worry about making the range creep low, but I guess I did make it low, they just don't deny it. Yeah, they should have tried to deny that 100%. And I think the way we need to secure range creeps in this lane is either with rocket or with some dawnbreaker like walking up with his body. I think those are the only two ways. If we play every wave like this, the way we just did, where I just flack everything and hope it doesn't get denied, like the range creep that is, then I think we are gonna get lots of range creeps denied. But honestly, this lane is really easy. So you see, I killed a range creep, I denied this melee here, and then now I have no more obligation to the lane, so I can just walk up and like really commit to just zoning these guys off. So something you can also think about doing here potentially is aggroing the creeps as you're walking at the other guys. Uh, in this case, I didn't really feel it necessary, honestly, because aggroing is very complicated. I don't know how exactly it would affect the lane, because I would drag the wave forward, but there's also an aspect in like that means the wave is going to be near the DP's side of the lane, which might not be a good thing. But then there's also this other side, which is like I'm flacking the wave constantly, like a lot anyway, so it might get pushed in anyway. But I think what I do is pretty good. Like I flag these guys here, run them down. I miss one creep, I think. Yeah, just miss one creep, get a lot of harass. Make this guy solve up at 2 minutes, which he doesn't feel good about at all. So still cutting down trees. Here I ask him to deny, we actually get it, which is good. And they use this nuke as well, which means we can get the second deny as well, probably. Okay, I actually griefed the second one. He probably does not need to deny this one on Dawn, he can probably go do something else. Yeah, like he can probably walk over right now, and go unblock the small, because as soon as like I kill this range, we don't really have an obligation to keep playing here. I can just take these two creeps and like chill all the way back, and he can D-word the small. And then we can like both meet up again. So this is something that's also really important to find in just lanes in general. Just like a good time to go to the small camp and stuff. I think what Turtle ends up doing is he stays with me like a bit too much, which means that we don't get access to the small camp for a long time. Okay, he's walking over now. Now is probably not the best time, honestly, because now there's a wave here again. So yeah, generally you wanna, when you think about like dewarding the small camp, you wanna think about like doing it at the end of the wave, sort of. But if Turtle is like dewarding the small right now, I should not be very happy. I'm not sure where Nyx is. Oh, he's just going here to block it again, I think. I see. That's what he's doing. Oh, he's blocking it smartly. He's blocking from the high ground. That's also something you guys can learn on sub. I guess it seems really difficult to stop the enemy pause for from blocking it from the high ground like this, to be honest. You would need like some sort of vision like around here to see the guy. And usually that word is just not there. But I mean, we're getting to harass his DP, so maybe this is not as good as he thinks. His DP is really suffering from all this, and I think what he should have done in this lane on Nyx a lot more is try and drag the wave, which he didn't. I don't think this is a lane where you can be content with just blocking small over and over. So if you look at the CS charts, we're absolutely crushing this lane right now, 3k lead already, and spoiler, we do lose this game, just to let you guys know. I think a big part of it is my fault, but I had a flag charge here. I could have hit the tower once so that it hits both of them, but whatever. Don't really have much to do right now. Honestly, I'm being kind of low skilled here. I should just be walking back to hardcore block this wave. I think Turtle is getting another sentry. Oh, he has no sentry. Okay, so that's a mistake. That's a pretty big mistake. He should have a sentry and deward this. Okay, so at this point of the lane, I tell him to just get us a hard. Because if we have a hard, we can at least like pull it and farm it, and like basically I want to just like accelerate at this point of the game. I want to like I don't know, have like extra creeps around that I can pull the wave into. I get ganked by their pos 5. This happened in the earlier game as well, by the way. This guy was quite the menace on the pos 5 Venge. Just comes up here, ganks me, goes back to his lane. What was my Rubik doing this time? He was playing mid, secured water rune for Storm. I mean, I don't think it's like a good trade, but at least he's doing something. I think ideally what the Rubik should have done is we should be like vocal about how much we're owning top, and then we should have some sort of idea that this move might be coming, because I mean they literally did it in the game before. So I think if Rubik could have gotten a ward down to like around here on the portal, it would have been really good for us. He also does have 2 wards on him, which he probably should place. No point to hold on to wards, honestly. Well, there is a point. It's not entirely fair, but I think he could afford to place at least one of them, just like somewhere. If I were him, I would have probably worded this cliff a while ago. Anyway, back to my gameplay. Kind of bad on DP again for not denying the range. This was another range I think he could have denied. Let's throw a rocket out at the Nyx, and Turtle sees the kill and goes for it. This is good. And then here, I think I just sensed that this guy's out of siphons, which he sort of is. So I asked Turtle to play really aggressive, and we sort of go on him behind his tower with Flak. But then the wench TP's in, and it's time to stop committing, so I just try and run away at this point and bail out. By this point of the game, I'm getting kind of tilted that I keep getting ran at by this pos 5 Venge. But I mean, the Rubik is very high net worth, and this one is not very high net worth, so maybe it's fine. What was he doing in the meantime here? Let's see. Oh, I tried to stack it, didn't get it, I see. That's honestly probably the biggest thing, because if they had a stack camp over here, then the next wave they can pull, and then the Sven will be forced to confront these heroes. I think right now what ends up happening is the lane just gets sort of shoved into him, and he can farm even 1v2. Yeah, he just aggroes back over and over. He takes some damage for it, but I don't know what the Rubik was doing there. He should be casting Fade Bolt on the Sven. He also gives Sven a hard camp. Yeah, I guess this Rubik's gameplay is probably the biggest reason why Venge is allowed to roam like this. Normally you're not allowed to do whatever this guy's doing on pos 5, because it means your carry is getting literally nothing, but Sven seems like he's, I wouldn't say chilling, but you know, he's getting something. Getting more than he should, probably. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter too much, because we're just winning this lane so hard that the moment the Wench leaves, we just go on the DP again, but you can see it in the DP's net worth. He's starting to creep back a little bit, although mine is still really, really high as well. So at this point in the game, I got scared of the Wench coming in, Turtle to place this ward. Then the Wench is mid. So we go on this guy here. This is really good, I think. We just bait his siphons, all of them. That Turtle has a style on him somehow, which is good. Other thing we could have done here, which would have maybe been better. So we see this fight going on mid. So this means the enemy mid is going to be low resources. Did he use Echo? He did use Echo, okay. So I don't remember if our mid laner said this or not, but he should have probably said that, like, to Shaker use Echo. So this means the two of us will have the option to go and fight for this Wisdom Rune here. I didn't really want to do it because I still feel like it's kind of risky. You know, maybe the Sven TPs and the DP like siphons us to death, because if we do fight in the middle of nowhere and we can't run away from this DP, he does deal a lot of damage. Yeah, I'd say we probably made the right call to just pressure him here instead of going for Wisdom. But it's just something we can think about in other games. When you're winning the lane this hard, getting the Wisdom is really, really nice. So Turtle sort of went to scout the wisdom, he just scanned it here, and then I think we go on him again. Turtle's in a nice angle. And I get the kill with the flag, feels really nice for me. Turtle should chill here, he should not go in. They TP in another guy, yeah, okay, so what I said did sort of happen. So this is a pretty crucial point of the game for us, I think, or for the DP rather. We'll see what happens, but I think he ends up going bottom. Yeah, so I think this is just like not a play for him, but to be honest, I don't really know what plays he has left. He can't really come back top because the Swen's just laning top, and Swen really does not want to go bottom again. But he really does not want to be bottom either. Like he's level 5 DP versus level 7 starter. This just looks really grave. Honestly, I think the best thing they could have probably done is just have Skyverd like on this one, just jungle around here. Maybe jungle his way back here. Maybe take mid for a wave when the Shaker wants to rotate, ideally. Then the DP can just come and lane top again. Because I think even though this top lane is really bad for them, I think the bottom lane is worse. Because first off, the tower is like pretty much almost dead. Like there's no way DP can defend this. Second off, the Slaughter also won his lane against Swen, and unlike my hero, Slaughter actually just like kills heroes 100 to 0 when he wins his lane. Uh, but if he stayed top, I would probably be flanking the wave a lot on Gyro, and then he would be able to get some farm on the DP. So yeah, I think this whole sequence of events is just really bad for them. So we make the right play here. Storm just walks over when the DP's around there. Honestly, Stardust's probably going a bit too fast. Should probably wait for the Storm a bit. So around this point of the game, what's happening with me? So I sort of just see a lot of heroes in my lane, I think. I see Swen, I know the Venge is like probably around there as well. Oh yeah, there's also an Invis Earthshaker. I honestly played this too risky, I'd say. Yeah, I think I should honestly just wait for the wave to push into me, because Swen is going to push the wave into me, and then I can just farm safely under tower. It's not really like I'm getting extra creeps, but over here I think I just wanted to harass this Swen even more and make him go base, which, I mean, it sort of works out. We kill him. But it was, I think, too close for me. Like, if this Shaker had Echo, I would die, and I definitely did not calculate this Invis Shaker being on top of me by any means. I think I stacked these, or at least one of them. I remember this feeling a bit bad, because I got hit by the heal regeneration reduction creeps, like the ghouls. And then I barely healed with the solve. So now I'm sort of low HP. I do have this Seeds of Serenity item, which I think is kind of underrated on Gyro. So I think I see a glimpse of the Swen again. He's just going on me again. So what's been happening bottom?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
A stupendous fortune.
So Chives is kind of making a mistake right now, I think. I think for him, priority number one should be to go over here and pull the hard camp. Because basically what's happening here is the DP just is like laning down here, like straight up. Like, so if he just pulls the wave back, DP is going to be forced to lane up here instead, which is, it's sort of unplayable for him. If he lanes over here, he can just die so easily. One Storm TP, he's dead. A Rubik TP, probably dead. Dawn or Gyro portaling down here, probably dead. But, I mean, the lane isn't that far back, so the DP can actually farm here and be sort of fine. Where did the Rubik go? I guess the Rubik's just been gone for a while. This was kind of bad. My storm lost like a lot of resources here for no reason. I just got enchant totem twice.
A soldier's fortune.
So right now it doesn't look like he has enough resources to really rotate. I will say, I think the Rubik should have 100% come top here when this one like comes top like this. Like he can go take mid for like a wave or two, but I think he's been mid way too long. It's like starting to affect my game because my lane just has so many random heroes showing up to it, and my +4 is just like never there.
Middle tower's under attack.
So here he's farming.
Radiant's bottom tower, could you?
Still farming. This wave he could have probably left for Storm, honestly. He could have already walked top by now. Like, just leave this wave for the Storm to collect when he comes back, from whatever ganking expenditure he's doing. But the Rubik's a mid player, so I don't blame him too much. A really strange smoke. I'm not sure why he's going in. He should just, like, come to us. And then this third wave is, I think, kind of criminal that he's taking. He's really making our Storm poor here. I think that's like 2 waves the Storm should have gotten. But I mean, at least he got 6 off it. I still don't think it's the right play. I don't think there's any rush in us getting this guy 6, but Storm really wants those lane creeps. As you can see, his net worth is, and he's doing well, but it's not that high. And then the Rubik continuing to sit here after he has 6 is just a massive waste, I think. The only case in which it's fine, I think, is if the Storm actually has enough resources to go on whoever's mid. But otherwise, top lane, if this Rubik comes top, we have like a real kill attempt. Like we have Dawnbreaker, Rubik Gyro, we have like 4 chain stuns and like a lot of magic damage. But if he goes mid, it's just like literally him versus a Shaker with 11 wand and raindrop. Like the Storm isn't really gonna go on Shaker with these resource levels, so. Other thing I've probably been fine with him doing is also walking bottom. Like I know what we talked about earlier, like pulling the camp definitely makes it easier for your team to connect to down here on the offlane. But even if the camp isn't pulled, like the Rubik can just be here. Like this DP is, he's farming a very dangerous spot. The only thing he has to protect him is this ward, which is a good ward to be honest, but it can probably be found if we put like a sentry around. And I mean, more importantly, if the Rubik is just down here, and even if he's AFK, like he's like just stacking like one of the camps here while he's sitting down here. This DP, like even if he sees him on a ward, he won't be able to walk up to the wave. Like, whereas the Shaker like sees the Rubik and he's just able to walk up to the wave. So I make a TP mid here. I actually did this a lot across both games. I'm not sure if it's good or not. I think in the first game I played it was definitely bad, but over here maybe it's fine. It looks good because we get a kill on their mid laner, but honestly I'm not sure. The XP and stuff is split like so many ways. It's split like 3 ways, and we all lose like a lot of resources for it, and I have to stop farming, and now I'm low again, so like now I need to stop and heal up. Let's get my Storm Maroon though. Basically, for some context, what happened in game 1 was my mid laner got like, I don't know, really dumped on mid, and game was very hard from there, so I just really did not want a repeat of that. So I solve up. So we see the DP that lost her lane and the Swen that also lost his lane come to the top lane, and the CP is pressing EXO. This is a good TP from Chives. We just kill him here. Really free play for us. Yeah, this DP just has to find. I'm honestly not sure. I think he's in a pretty hard spot, but I think he should just be maxing Crypt Swarm so he can farm better. But he's also low level, so I guess he really would not have the skill points for that. Yeah, I'm not too sure what this DP's gameplay is supposed to look like, but it's definitely more passive than this. Like, you can't just walk up to a tower solo like this on DP, especially when you're versus like Storm and a rocket that can chase you, and like you also lost your lane. I think he was maybe expecting that I would be too low or something from the earlier engagement, but succeeds the Serenity, baby!
Oh, Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So, Slaughter sticks around like a bit too long here, I think. Maybe he's looking for a creep to Midas or something. I think, oh yeah, I remember. I think he wanted to hit this tower together, but I don't think that's very realistic. This tower is like full HP, and there's a wench there to use Wave of Terror on the wave, and we only had 2 creeps, so it would mean he has to wait for this new wave if he actually want to do anything, and it's just like too forced. Like, we have a Midas, we should just show. So he goes and portals back, but Sid allows Swen to like get bot lane out all the way. So if you look at Swen's gameplay, as soon as DP presses X out,
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top
so as
tower
soon
is
as
under
DP presses
attack.
X out, he just goes bottom to farm.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Very nice.
Man, my Storm is low resources way too much. I think he probably has to find some time to go back to base.
Tower is under attack.
Honestly, I think he should be walking back to base right around here. Like, I don't think, like, I don't think you can be running around 200 mana 10 minutes on Storm. Yeah, this looks pretty grief, honestly.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, honestly, he should just farm that camp and leave. Maybe even just leave without the camp. It's really important to stay high resources on these spirit heroes.
Top tower is under attack.
Like, he sort of jungles around top, but he's not really able to connect to it much because he's just so low mana, and he doesn't want to use the like last bit of his mana for a gank. So effectively, what that means is he's like never gonna actually rotate and do anything. He's gonna like AFK jungle and wait for the next turn, but that's like too long. That means you're being AFK for like, I don't know, AFK for like a minute.
Top tower is under attack.
Sweet.
Oh, Radiant's top tower is under
So he gets a fill.
Radiant's top tower is under
That's good.
attack.
Okay, so now he actually has resources. So I actually come for this rune as well. Why did I come for this rune? I think a big factor was I just don't have any camps around, and I also can't stack anything with my current positioning. I guess that can be like a... there's no camp there. Why is there no camp there? Oh, I think Storm farmed it, I see. And that's how you know like something's off. I don't know. I don't think Storm should be here farming this camp. Whatever.
Oh, Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Normally you see carries farming like these camps instead of these ones, but if you plan to fight for runes, then these are the camps to farm. Because you can farm them while you're like kind of close to a rune. I think that's part of why I did this. Otherwise, I think in terms of pure efficiency, these ones are definitely better because you can pull like these two together, and these two you can double stack, and they're just like very close together. The only downside of these camps, in my opinion, is that they take you further and further away from the lane. So usually a farming pattern will be something like kill the wave here, get the camp, get the other camp, go back to the wave, get this camp, and then get this one, or stack them. I think that's what a normal farming pattern would be. Because the moment you start straying into like these really deep inner woods, you become too far away from the lane, and then it means like you're missing jungle creeps, or sorry, you're missing lane creeps for jungle creeps, which is never good for efficiency.
Oh, Radiant's top.
I think I'm gonna change the song here.
attack.
Oh, so yeah, this is kind of a Giga Chat play by me. I should probably reduce the volume of this. Huh? That's better. And then this next part of the game is, I think, kind of great. As soon as we force this glyph, we should leave. I think, yeah, I remember staying here way too long. This just looks kind of forced. Like, we just killed heroes. We should go, like, I don't know, celebrate and, like, kill every wave, every camp. But this just kind of throws our lead away in a way. Because we trade the time of, like, 5 heroes for, I don't know, 900 damage on the tower. It's really not worth it. You could say that, like, oh, we just forced the enemy team to all come here, so it's fine, but it's like, it's not really increasing our chances to win, it's just making the game like 50-50. If both teams just sit mid and stare at each other, like, it's just a 50-50. And then my starter, I think, overextends, then this ends up being some really weird fight. I don't think the starter should come here at all, to be honest. I mean, I don't think we should be doing it to begin with, now that I watch it, but starter should definitely not want any part in this. I think what Starter could do is probably go top, TP top, and farm around here. Because if he's around top, then someone will be getting these lane creeps, and also he'll have access to the portal really easily, which means he can still have some sort of semblance of presence bottom. Also, around this point in the game, I would probably want to start farming the Ancients area. Generally, as carry, you either want to farm Ancients every minute, or you want your team to stack the Tricamp for you. And then when you're taking Ancients, normally that's around when it's like supposed to be time for your offlaner to leave their lane. Because normally your farming pattern is like you farm the Ancients, and then you farm the wave bottom when it gets here, and then you farm like the other camps. The other way around it is you farm the Ancients, then you farm the mid wave, then you farm like some of these camps. But it's pretty hard to like call mids on that, or call dibs on that mid wave. So I'm just jungling it up. Show my team doing this, I guess. Yeah, Slugger like goes and baits some sus shit. We're like walking into 5 heroes here, and Storm really is not strong enough to just 5v5 like this, or 4v5 rather. We lose our 5 dawnbreaker. It's not the biggest deal. What is a big deal, however, is the fact he has 3 wards on him. Definitely should not be the case. I think what we're lacking right now very much is aggressive vision. We don't see any of these like inner jungles. We don't see the Tricamp area. Then also I think just having some ward and sentry like around top would be nice. Yeah, honestly, those are like the main two. Just like some vision around here, and then some vision around here. This would like really give us like a lot of space to play around. And we can like heroes play deep as well. I mean, we just literally don't have the words down, so I think it's really important for support players to like find a good time to just go and put words down, sort of pause the game. Okay, so we're going to do the Tricamp smoke maybe. Okay, he just gets a word down, nice word. Get a Wench kill. I remember I called to gank the DP, but Storm didn't really want to because the rune was spawning, and I mean this is like an issue a lot of mid laners have, myself included. Yeah, so you can see he's like deciding between the rune or the gank. Honestly, don't. Honestly don't mind either. As long as he gets the last hit. If he doesn't get the last hit, then this is like pretty grief for his game. But as long as he gets the last hit, I think this is fine. Okay, so he does. So he's not getting much resources, but He dies here to Shaker Blink.
Oh, Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Turtle's getting chased down. I remember trying to take some fight here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, the Shaker lives on 1 HP or something. Yeah, this feels really bad for me, actually. I don't think I should have walked here.
Oh, Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's just a bit too forced, I think, for me. It's like not in my farming pattern at all, I guess.
Oh, Radiant's top tower is under
So this thing, I like, probably shouldn't be walking here either to begin with. Yeah, they seem kind of strong in their Tricam. They have a mech and stuff, and Storm instantly dies as well. I think ideally I would just walk away here and farm some jungle camps,
tower is under attack.
like I wanted to do here, but I got swept up in the flow of the game and just ran at these heroes, running at my own heroes.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Ooh, Dire, you gotta fortify their structures. Good work.
This is also very forced. I don't.
Over here now. Here I am. Zip. Huzzah!
This could have probably worked, but I just need to be faster. Honestly, it's not worth doing. Yeah, this one also looks kind of grief.
That force field leads me to believe
There's a mid wave coming. I should just farm it, and I should ask Rubik to stack the Tricam for me. I'm not too sure what Rubik's doing right here.
Dire just fortified their structure.
He's dewarding the sentry, but I think I would much prefer he stacks. Deward the sentry after the stack. Rubik is really just sitting mid way too much, I think.
Dire's top tower is under attack. I wonder what they're gonna build where Dire's top tower used to be.
That should help.
Okay, so he left mid here, but he dies. I think here he broke a smoke or something. He's stolen Vendetta. Yeah, he did break a smoke. Okay, so this was good, but I honestly think he should be moving around a lot more earlier. Like, I think him and Storm should just be smoking together to places for the most part. And then Dawnbreaker can join in with ult.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Doesn't really make sense to me that the Rubik is like sitting mid farming while the Storm in general like go and gank the enemy carry. I think that's definitely backwards.
Just fell.
Stupendous.
So I TP'd in kind of a weird spot. I'm not really close to the Ancients area, which I'd like to be. This wave over here is dangerous, I think. But I just get greedy and go farm it. I'm sure this is really grief. I don't have a TP either. I think when they see this, they're supposed to like instantly smoke up and run at me. Let's see what I do. They do smoke up, but they're running bottom, which I think is definitely just wrong. Maybe not wrong, but like suboptimal. Like the Slardar is like I think harder to kill than me. He's like a blink dagger and stuns and stuff. But if they just get on top of me by myself, I'm just 100% dead. I also have no TP. But anyway, they run at Slardar. I take advantage. I still see them fighting mid, sort of. This is a really ballsy play, but it works anyway. I get the tower. I also use scan to like see if they are TPing in the trees or something, because that's usually how this thing goes.
Radiant's top tower is destroyed.
This is also another Giga Chat play by me. I just TP inside the entire enemy team because we have a ward, and I just believe that we're stronger. Rubik bought back. Not sure if that was necessary, but
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
so a really big ancient stack here. I was honestly confused at this point of the game. Because I was low for so long, I didn't know if I'm like supposed to, like, when do I go base, basically, it was my question. And I think I cleared this, and then I cleared the next camp, And then I clear the other ancients. Meanwhile, my team's like owning, but then dying and stuff. And I just can't participate because I'm really low HP. I think we lost a fair chunk of our gold lead here.
That should help.
Maybe not. We've already lost it, I guess. Where did we lose it? Oh, I guess it all started here. Us like just forced and hitting this mid tower, and the starter getting like sort of caught Dawnbreaker bailing him out, and then I think after that, so it's 4K now.
Whoa, what I miss?
And then the storm dies to the blink dagger, the shaker. That's where it started swinging as well. And then take this fight here, and my starter dies, and then the lead's like more or less gone. Okay, so it's just a sequence of bad events from like 12 to 15 minutes. Because we were winning really, really hard at 10 minutes. This game should just be ours. Is there more to look at? Let's see.
Stupend.
So we got this good fight around mid. Again, I'm really low HP. I guess this is where the thing happens.
Oh boy, Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
How'd my team all die? So let me see if I should have joined this fight or not. Slaughter has blink. I called DP instantly. This guy dying. Honestly, if I'm there, we probably win this fight, but I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be there. I think my game plan is still supposed to be just like sort of chill and AFK farm my Satanic, because I have this eggs. Eggs is like a farming item, it's not really a fighting item. I think Satanic is when you can really start to fight on this hero, and you don't have any downtime, because right now if I fight, I'm gonna get low like I did here. But if I have the Satanic, then I don't. Also, I get my Morbid Mask, because I had stuff in my backpack.
Dyer's middle tower, it's gone.
We can talk about this a little bit. So, I'm playing carry. I just TP closest source of safe creeps, bottom. I go here. Storm TP's top. I think this is a mistake. I don't think Storm should TP here. I think in general, if like two cores are TPing like to opposite sides of the map, it's just like bad. Now if there's ever a fight, we won't be able to connect to each other. So do we have any words? Okay, so we have two words. Right now, I think priority number one should be to get some vision like around here or around here, because we really do need like control of at least one jungle to play the game. Yeah, I think ideally, like looking at the map right now, I would guess like since midway was pushed in so far, the enemy team's probably in our jungle over here. So I don't know, some word around here would be nice. In general, I'm just seeing my subs like have a lot of obs on their in their inventory, which I'm sure they had time to place. Like I think what the Rubik should be doing right now is like edging a lot more towards top, and then uh, once he sees like hero showing top, he can maybe go and ward. So around here, I think we called to go Roche. We knew it was going to be bottom in like 10 seconds, and we have starter, so we can do it really fast.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
But I think my team is probably too lazy here. I'm sure someone should TP and help the storm. I would have honestly TP'd if I had it available in the gyro, which is probably a bad sign. But yeah, I'm sure someone like no one has TP really. Yeah, I think heroes should just TP and help them. I think Slardar should TP. I think Dawn should TP. They probably thought he was dead, to be honest. I don't blame him, but Should last a really long time. Like the Nyx himself gets scared eventually and just leaves because he's like, yo, this guy, probably has heroes coming in, like surely, right? Like he's been getting chased for like 20, 30 seconds or something.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So anyway, that was awkward. And the Storm TP's mid here. I really did not like this. Not one bit. I think the Storm should take the first Aegis, and he should just give me like farming space so that I can farm my Satanic. But I mean, I can't complain too much if I get an Aegis. It's just like, you know, if things were according to the way I would want it, I would want the Storm to have Aegis here.
Roshan's fallen to the Dire.
Because it just, his hero is just like so strong in this game. If he can just go in and like not die.
Where's the party?
So here I'm doing a good job, sort of being a body for my team, walking in first into like dangerous areas. Like I walked up a hill there, uh, and so when I walk up this hill, it basically gives Storm like the green light to walk with us.
Where's the party?
So as you guys can see here, Storm's like he's like considering walking in here, but it looks kind of scary. I don't blame him. I think this is the right call. They're probably mostly around here. Shakers are on top, it seems. Looking for some very YOLO pick off, it seems. But then the moment I walk up here, the Storm starts to walk towards me, which is good. And then we get this Nyx skill. I'm walking here, which I think is bad. Uh, when you have Aegis like this and you're like really hard to kill, which I am, even though I don't have my Satanic yet, you really want to farm in areas that like make it difficult for the enemy team to just walk into your team. So the way the map is right now, I'd say that would be mid wave. I'd say the mid wave is like my responsibility. So I see this like million waves in the top lane. I think this was probably a bad TP. I think Turtle should TP and take this, but I don't really want to say these things in the game, I guess. It feels like too micro-y for me to say them. Like if I start worrying about things like this, then I just like can't play my own hero individually correctly. Although I do think it's just like objectively correct to take this wave on the Dawnbreaker because it's like a global hero. And you don't really want your Aegis carrier to just like get stuck in a corner of the map, but these waves, like, I don't know, it's pretty important that someone farms them because we're not really doing anything on the map right now. Like we already took Roche. All we want to do is just like push lanes in a good spot so that we can smoke and find the enemy team. Honestly, this doesn't end up being too bad because I tell my team to just follow me, and you know, initially the plan was we like play down here, control this area, maybe poke this tier 2 a bit with my Satanic that's coming up. But now the plan is to hold their tri-camp. Or not even hold their tri-camp, I guess. I guess it is just bad. We're like in an area with no objective. And I end up just running back bottom anyway. Yeah, all of this is probably just avoided if the Dawnbreaker goes stop there. So there's this team fight going on. Starts really poorly. Our Dawnbreaker just walks in and gets bursted. I don't think he has a good gauge of how squishy he is here. But then I tell my team to just go in. Like, I'm really strong. I have basically 3 lives with the Satanic. And then I see that we don't have a hero, but I just make the call to push anyway because I think we're so strong.
Oh, Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Couldn't do much about Radiant's bottom tower.
So what I think my team did poorly this game is they didn't really.
Lump, lump,
I'm not even sure if it's them, but it just felt very hard to get pickoffs in this game for the most part. We killed a Swen earlier, but it really doesn't happen much more. Then here I make the call to hit high ground. I think my Storm is like, way too chill about this. I think he should just be closer. so that he can instantly jump this Nyx when Nyx does this. Or if the Storm's here and the Nyx sees him, then the Nyx can't do this anyway, so like the enemy team will have to bring back more heroes if the Storm's like in position basically. But right now they're like kind of holding off with just like the Nyx and the Wench, which is annoying. Eventually the Swen does start to walk over.
Save that energy.
Uses God Strength, which I did not know.
Tower is under attack.
Whoa, what I miss?
Also, we should have a sentry while sieging this high ground. Where's Nyx? Kind of crazy we don't. Storm had one, I guess. I could have asked him. So I'm walking into the Sven's areas now, trying to take his farm away. Is this grave? I think it's probably not good actually what I'm doing here. I think... Hmm. I'm not sure about this one. I could see myself hitting the tower, but I also don't like the idea of like Sven being out in the map while we're just 5 men hitting this tower, because we don't really plan to go high ground. I think ideally what I would like here is for me to hit the tower and for my team to simultaneously like smoke up and look for the Sven or look for the deep, like just look for someone, because like if we look for someone and we don't find anyone, like that's still fine. It means like we're ensuring they're out of base, or in base rather. But I don't think this is a call that I'm supposed to make. I think Storm is just supposed to feel strong enough to make it. Uh,
Radiant's middle tower is under
Instead, what I end up doing looks very random. I like... Instead of hitting the tower, I just walked to this one jungle camp, and then I cut a wave here. But cutting this wave doesn't really do anything, honestly. Yeah, this is suspect, I think. Yeah, so this Aegis usage is not the best.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top
Here another example. I think Turtle should honestly be walking to this wave here in the top lane. I think Turtle is in general just spending too much time with the team this game. Most of the enemy teams just been like clumped up for the majority of the game. I think he should probably have more farm. Either him or the Rubik, honestly. I mean, I would be fine with like Rubik farming up here as well. It's just like Rubik's like not global and a lot easier to kill, but I'm sure if Rubik's up here, we can still like have a solid team fight going. Dawn is definitely ideal though. He's also tanky, and Dawn doesn't die to like solo Nyx. Yeah, these waves should definitely be all turtle. It feels really bad to miss waves like this when like nothing's going on really. And then the DP is bottom out as well. I saw the Storm TP. I think this DP by Storm is really grief. He's just like getting his own farm while the enemy team's also getting their own farm.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So my team like completely sort of left me here. I think it's I'm not sure what's happening actually. I don't know why we are so split. I think we are all just looking for pickoffs like anywhere, but like that doesn't really make sense. I'm sure we need to be still like more grouped than this for pickoffs.
Oh boy, Dire's bottom tower is getting hit. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, honestly, we just need to like smoke our heroes and look for something. Like this DP is a really free kill. But my team just has to like be sharper like about their smokes and like who they want to kill and stuff. I don't think my team called many smokes this game, if at all.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Don't know about cutting this wave. This is probably sus. Now that I look at it, my team is all really far away, but it was just like one of those things where I like killed the wave and then I realized like, oh, my team is like really not with me. And I do have Dawn ult and Aegis, but it's like timing out. Here, so I see my Aegis timing out. I asked my team to like just walk back to me because like even though we didn't really catch them, at least we pushed the lanes in. So like now they just have to like they have to fight. There is nowhere else for them to escape because they let us get all 3 lanes. Now it's like really impossible for them to dodge us, unless they do like some crazy shit like the Sven like goes in here and starts cutting waves up here, but like then he can just die to like Storm, Starter, Dawnbreaker or something. So here the enemy team made a really good play. They're like waiting the Aegis out. So they're also chain stunning me while doing it. Like this was supposed to be a difficult fight for them. I think I waste flak. Where's my flak? So I'm just chain stunned. I just flagged the wave, huh? Okay. I shouldn't do that. That was really grief actually. I should like I should have some level of respect for the other team, and like if I didn't flag here, I think I'd live probably. Or even if I don't live, like while I'm dying, I'll deal way more damage. Like here you can see I'm satanic, but I'm not healing the most, and I get a vessel, and I don't have flag, so I'm not even really dealing damage. But Rubik steals Echo, I think, in this fight. Then, yeah, they turn. Very nice.
Sometimes feels like they don't even care.
So the worst throw from me is yet to come. I think this Daedalus might have been a grief. I think looking back, maybe I should have just bought BKB. Because they have so much chain stun, and this guy is gonna have a halberd soon, which is really annoying for me. I think BKB was probably the item, to be honest. So I don't like that my team is positioned like so defensively here. Like I don't think the Storm should be farming this far back. I think he should be like, around here. He probably made a mistake. Like
Where's the party?
so here's a regen.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Regeneration. Over here, here I
So this is fine.
Where's the party?
I don't think you should farm this camp. I don't see a reason for him to farm backwards here. Just farm forwards, so you can like continue being a presence on the map. I think this camp is really bad to hit from Storm, because yeah, I mean we're like 12k up now. Like the game should be really easy if people just posture aggressively around lanes. Uh, but yeah, I mean the Storm isn't really postured around a lane. Starter is going back to base, but he was also greedy, I think. Like farmed an ancient camp. And so what this means is like now it's like gonna take us a while to get into like an aggressive orientation again, and it's really for no reason. I think it's mostly just Storm. The Storm's postured aggressively, and he's like telling Slardar to like go get resources so they can do stuff. Then I'm sure we'd all be postured aggressively, but now our heroes are like grouping up way more than I would like to. Where's our wards at? Okay, so this is a mistake. Turtle left this entire area. He had a ward. You're definitely supposed to like ward areas before you leave. It's just like the most value wards are like always the ones you place like when you're leaving an area, because like now no one's playing up here and we don't see anything. And what it ends up happening is the enemy team just like all huddle up and just 5 men walk it down this lane. If he had any sort of vision here, this would be such a free fight for us, but we don't have vision, and at this point of the game I don't have BKB, so I don't really want to like just run into the enemy team like this. Like I would much rather we like force them to come to us, because we really still want vision to fight. I think if we can jump like either the Nyx or the Shaker in the team fight, I think we're good to go, because that's like most of their damage. Sven's annoying as well for sure, but not in the same way as Nyx. If we kill Nyx, it's just like so much of their burst gone, and Sven's a lot tankier than those heroes. So we look kind of clueless. This will happen a lot, by the way. Like your team will just like randomly, I don't know, get scared because of some mistakes people made earlier, and usually what ends up happening is like when you make mistakes and clump up, you just like end up smoking because like people don't really know what else to do when they end up on top of each other.
Radiant's middle tower is
In this case, I determined that the best course of action was like not to just walk back in here, but to go and hit their high ground and force them back first.
under attack.
I don't know if this is correct looking back.
Dire's top tower's under attack.
So the Sven's making a mistake here, I think. Sven has TP up very soon. He should just be farming these scamps. So the reason I said it was a mistake is because it's sort of a bluff from my end. Like, I don't really want to force this high ground. I just want to hit it to make the Sven come back. But if the Sven's good, then he's like not going to come back. And he can just stay outside and keep farming while his team defends. And then it won't really feel good for us because like we've accomplished like basically they have 4 heroes sitting AFK in base. We have 5 heroes sitting AFK outside their base. So it doesn't feel that great.
Haste.
Then this TP was by me was very game ruining. This should again 100% have been Turtle. Turtle is just not doing it. Yeah, this one was really atrocious. What should we have done instead? Ideally, I think Turtle just goes up here, pushes us out a bit. And I mean, they're all in their base. Like, we should just get wards up in there around their tri-camp probably and just farm up. I think the most important thing around this point of the game is playing around our own vision. Like, these 3 wards we have, like, if we can play around them somehow, it's good. And my TP is, like, bad for, like, a lot of reasons. Like, first off, I just separate myself from my team when the enemy team is nearby. So, generally when you do that against anywhere near decent players, like, bad things are going to happen. And then also, I also TP in a place where we have 0 vision, and I don't think Roche is up yet. Yeah, no Roche, so there's really no objective to get here. You could say this tier 2 or Tormentor, but I think they farm Tormentor. Okay, Tormentor's up. You know, I didn't think much about the Tormentor and enemy Wisdom Runes in this game. It's just like felt hard to get into this area for us. But maybe that's what I was supposed to do with the first stages. I think I am actually, yeah. That seems like it would make sense. The only problem is my team's like not with me, really, so I can't really do it. I would need my entire team to be with me if I want to do this. I guess that's about it, to be honest. I don't really want to show much of the game after that TP. It just gets progressively worse and worse until eventually we just lose. They have like too much chain stun. Hope you guys learned something. So sorry about the video for being so long, but yeah, hope you learned something.